All right, so we're going to go over W2 Assignment 1 Velocity. There are 4 questions. So what's the difference between speed and velocity? Remember, speed is a scalar, so that means it does not need a direction, no direction, but velocity needs a direction. So could be up, down, east, west, but it has to have that. So scalar means it's the speed like miles per hour, but doesn't need to be west, east, south. That's what we're talking about here. So the difference between speed and velocity, speed is a scalar quantity and velocity is a vector quantity because vector means it has a direction as well as um, a speed. And speed so velocity has a direction and speed has no direction. So those are the two that make this work. All right, what are the SI units for? So the scientific units for speed and velocity, they're both the same thing. It's meters per second. Now velocity has to have a direction with it, but the SI unit is meters per second. So which of the following is velocity? Remember, there are 2 of them. So we can have the scientific unit here, meters per second north, but we could also have miles per hour west. So that's a velocity as well, but it's not this SI unit. It's okay. That's not an SI unit. Number 4, what is the equation for calculating velocity? So velocity is velocity is displacement. Remember, displacement looks like this. So if I have the distance from A to B, displacement, we're just looking at the linear distance, the shortest distance between the start and finish. So that's what displacement divided by time. So that is, got that one wrong. I'm sorry, displacement divided by time, not displacement times time. And the last question, any measure of speed must include direction. That's false because speed is a scalar, does not need a direction. Okay, so let's do W2 assignment 2 velocity. So now we're going to find the velocity. Okay, remember velocity has a direction. So east, so if we have the north, south, east, and west, so it has to have some sort of direction, and then it's meters per second. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So we're going to calculate this. Remember, it's velocity is the displacement, 40, divided by seconds. So that's 5 seconds. 9 times 5. Let's see. Oh, I got 45. Sorry. So this is 8. And it's 8 meters per second east. Okay, 8 meters per second east. In 10 seconds, a dog runs in a circle with a circumference of 50 meters. Okay, so the starts here and ends at the same spot, right? What is the speed? Okay, so the speed is just 50 meters divided by 10 or 5 meters per second. Now the dog runs in a circle of circumference of 50 meters, ending at the same spot. What's the velocity? Now, see, that's a different story because the shortest distance between the start and the end is 0 because we start and end at the same spot. So we have 0 meters per second. So that was a tricky question there because displacement has to do with where you started and where you ended. So if you end at the same spot, it's 0. Number 4, how far will you travel if you go 70 miles per hour for 5 hours? So this one, 70 miles per hour times 5, 350 miles. So every hour you travel 70 miles. Hopefully you take a potty break there. And the last question, using the graph, what is the speed at 0 seconds to 4 seconds? 0 seconds to 4 seconds. What is the speed? Right, so goes from 10 to 20. So it starts at 10 meters per sec, 10 meters to 20 meters. Okay, so it goes 10 meters in 4 seconds. 10 meters in 4 seconds. Oops, divided by 4 seconds. It's 2.5 meters per second. All right, so that's how we got those answers. Thanks so much.